Every man thinks cheating starts with a message, a touch, or a lie. But that's not where it begins. It starts way before the first text is ever sent. It starts the moment her smile changes. When her hugs feel stiff, when her eyes meet yours, but her energy doesn't. You can feel it, something's off. The warmth you used to know is fading, piece by piece. And you tell yourself she's just tired, she's just busy, it's just stress. But deep down, you know better. By the time you find the message or see the call log, the betrayal isn't new. It's just visible now. Emotional cheating doesn't begin with actions. It begins with attention. When her laughter starts to sound forced, when her phone becomes her world, when her silence starts feeling louder than her words. You're not crazy for noticing. You're just seeing the shift most men choose to ignore. So let's make a promise right now. No more explaining away what feels off. No more doubting what your gut already knows. In this talk, we're breaking down the real signs of emotional distance, the ones that show up long before she ever walks away. Because love doesn't disappear overnight. It fades in patterns. And if you can recognize those patterns early, you can protect your peace before it's too late. 1. The emotional shift. When her energy changes before her words, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, almost silently. 1 week, she's laughing at your jokes. The next, she barely looks up from her phone. Her body is there, but her presence isn't. She still talks, still smiles, but the warmth behind those moments, gone. You start wondering what you did wrong. But here's the truth. It's not always about what you did. It's about where her emotions have gone. Love doesn't vanish. It redirects. When her tone flattens, when her touch becomes mechanical, when she stops being curious about your day. That's emotional reallocation. Her dopamine, that little spark that used to light up when she saw you, has found a new source. Maybe a person, maybe a fantasy, maybe just freedom. Don't ignore the shift. It's not paranoia, it's data. It's your intuition picking up what her lips won't say yet. When her laughter sounds rehearsed, when her eyes stare through you, not at you, that's not random. That's distance being built, piece by piece. 2. The space excuse. I just need time for myself. Those words sound calm, reasonable, mature. But sometimes, I need space doesn't mean healing. It means rehearsing the breakup. She's not stepping away to rebuild love. She's stepping back to see if she still needs you. And that hurts because you think giving her space shows trust. But what it often gives her is freedom. Freedom to detach, freedom to test life without you. You'll tell yourself, she just needs to breathe. But every unanswered text, every delayed reply, every "I've just been busy" is her emotional experiment. She's asking herself, can I live without him? And the more peace she feels in your absence, the closer she gets to leaving. Healthy space rebuilds connection. Toxic space rehearses disconnection. So don't chase her. But don't pretend it's normal, either. Pay attention to what she does with that distance. Because how she uses space tells you where her heart already is. 3. The illusion of honesty. When transparency becomes a shield, one of the biggest traps men fall into is mistaking oversharing for honesty. She'll start giving you details, lots of them. Where she went, who she met, what she ate. Even say, oh, I ran into my ex today, but it was nothing. It sounds open. It feels reassuring. But sometimes that's selective honesty. It's not full truth, it's narrative control. By feeding you small, harmless truths, she lowers your guard. Because suspicion dies when a man feels informed. And that's how deception survives. Real honesty doesn't need to perform itself. If she's proving she's honest, she's already managing your perception. Notice the pattern. Her stories sound too smooth, too rehearsed. You ask a question, she gets irritated instead of confused. That's your clue. When openness starts to sound scripted, you're not hearing vulnerability. You're hearing damage control. 4. The projection game. When her guilt becomes your trial, it starts subtle. Who's texting you? You've been distant lately. Are you hiding something? At first, it feels random. Then it becomes routine. She's watching your phone, your tone, your schedule. Not because you've done something wrong, but because she recognizes the pattern. Projection is a defense mechanism. When someone carries guilt they can't handle, they throw it at someone else to feel lighter. If she's emotionally checked out, or texting someone else, her mind needs balance. So she accuses you to justify her actions. You'll start defending yourself, showing proof, explaining your every move. But the more you defend, the more power she gains. You're on trial for crimes she's committing in her own heart. Remember this: accusations without evidence are often confessions in disguise. Healthy love doesn't need surveillance. Real connection doesn't demand proof. It creates trust. So next time she accuses you for no reason, don't argue. Observe. Because guilt always projects before it confesses. 5. Her friends know first. When her circle changes before she does, energy never lies. Not even to her friends. Before you notice the distance, her inner circle already feels it. They know something shifted, not because she told them everything, but because she doesn't have to. Women share in fragments. A sigh, a joke, a sentence like, "I just don't feel the same anymore." And her friends read between the lines. Then you feel it too. The jokes stop. The smiles feel forced. The room changes when you walk in. Online, they stop tagging you, stop commenting, stop teasing. That's not coincidence. That's social alignment. When a woman starts emotionally detaching, her friends quietly choose sides. Not always out of malice, but out of loyalty. Emotional loyalty. They protect her story, not the truth. So when you sense her circle acting different, don't ignore it. Their silence is her signal. And by the time her friends turn cold, she's already halfway gone. 6. The reinvention trap. When the glow up isn't for you. At first, you think it's innocent. She's changing her hair, buying new clothes, hitting the gym, trying a new perfume. You even feel proud she's taking care of herself. But something feels off. She's glowing differently. She used to ask your opinion. Do you like this outfit? Now, she doesn't care if you notice. That's not self-love. That's identity detachment. She's shedding the version of herself that existed in your relationship and rebuilding a new one for the next phase. A phase that may not include you. It looks healthy, but it's not always healing. Sometimes reinvention is emotional preparation. When her reflection starts mattering again, when she changes routines, when she says, "I'm doing this for me," what she really means is, "I'm doing this not for you anymore." When she grows in silence, that silence is saying something. Women often end relationships through transformation, by becoming someone who no longer fits the old dynamic. So pay attention. When her evolution excludes you, it's not self-care, it's a soft goodbye. 7. Male intuition. When your gut knows before your mind admits it, you can feel it. That heaviness in your chest. That tension behind your ribs. That quiet anxiety you can't explain. You replay her tone, her words, her behavior. You tell yourself, "I'm overthinking," but you're not. You're recognizing patterns. Your body just speaks before your brain does. When she starts lying, your nervous system picks up the static. That's why your peace disappears. That's why you can't sleep. That's why your mind won't shut up. Men are taught to silence that intuition, to stay logical, to suppress the feeling that something's off. But logic can lie. Energy doesn't. If her presence feels heavy, if her hugs feel shorter, if her laughter sounds hollow, believe what your gut is whispering. Your body feels the truth before your heart is ready to face it. And that's not insecurity. That's awareness. Your intuition isn't your weakness. It's your compass. It tells you when to stop chasing, when to pull back, and when to protect your peace. Because love that's real doesn't make you question yourself every night. It brings calm, not confusion. So here's the truth. Emotional cheating doesn't start with betrayal. It starts with disconnection, piece by piece, day by day, until one person leaves long before they pack their bags. When she stops sharing, stops caring, stops reaching, she's not just tired. She's already rewriting the story. But this isn't about her anymore. It's about you. About the part of you that keeps second, guessing your instincts, just to protect an illusion of love. Stop negotiating with your intuition. It's not there to hurt you. It's there to save you. Because the moment you trust that gut feeling, you stop losing yourself trying to keep what's already gone. When a woman leaves, it's rarely sudden. Her body stays out of habit, but her heart leaves in pieces. Most men don't notice until it's too late, because they're waiting for something dramatic. A fight, a confession, a goodbye. But that's not how emotional disconnection works. It doesn't explode, it fades quietly, softly, until one day you realize she's been gone for months, even while sleeping beside you. And here's the hardest truth. You can't make someone stay when their soul has already left. But you can choose not to lose yourself in the process. You can protect your peace. You can rebuild your worth. You can stop chasing the version of her that existed before she emotionally checked out. Because that version doesn't live here anymore. So stop searching for proof. Stop waiting for closure. Stop trying to fix what doesn't want to be fixed. Instead, look inward. Heal the part of you that kept ignoring the signs. Forgive yourself for staying too long. And remember, your intuition wasn't wrong. It was just early. When you finally trust that quiet voice inside you, you'll realize something powerful. Peace was never in her hands. It was always in yours. So let this be your turning point. Choose clarity over confusion. Choose boundaries over begging. Choose peace over panic. Because love shouldn't make you question your sanity. It should help you find it. And the day you understand that is the day you stop losing yourself for someone who already walked away.